What's up, world?
Good evening.
Good afternoon. Buenas tardes. Buenas noches.
How we doing?
McDonald's is my kind of place. Burgers in your face. Pickles between your toes.
I'm Nick.
French fries up your nose. And don't forget those delicious shakes that come from polluted lakes. McDonald's is my kind of place.
Strictly.
Sober Talk with Brother Brandon, the Raging Cajun. It's the weekend, baby. Sober Talk with Brother Brandon, the Raging Cajun.
Appreciate you having me here. Brother
It's the
Brandon.
weekend,
Everything you do for the community, man.
baby.
Yep.
High vibing. We'll tell you.
Welcome back to another episode of Sober Talk with Brothers Brandon, the Raging Cajun. It's the weekend, baby. I hope everyone is having a beautiful week so far, a beautiful day. The sun was out. It was a little chilly this morning. A little willy chilly manilly, but get up early so you can start your vehicle and get it warmed up before you get out there in those streets. But happy Friday. Man, I didn't go to jail this week.
Nope.
Um, I didn't go to prison yet this week, but when I do, they let me out the same day. Don't let that go over your head. But one thing I'm missing today is some boiled seafood. You know what I mean? Spice up my life with some J Dobo seasoning. And shout out to my brother J Dobo, the leading
Yeah.
spice in this land. You can catch him in every city around this region doing a vendor show, especially for the holidays. You can catch him all over the place. But www.jdobo.com. Tonight's show is being sponsored by Tied for Second Sober Living
Thank you.
and New Freedom Family Center right
Appreciate
here
it.
in Bismarck, North Dakota. Is where pregnant women can go to treatment, and soon to be women can bring their children with them to treatment. It's one of its kind here in Bismarck, North Dakota. So shout out to that organization. Shout out to Maya's Mission out of Carrollton, North Dakota. Maya's Mission is a big organization battling the fentanyl epidemic in the United States. Uh, they do a lot of great things. They do conferences with mental health, first responders, the DEA. They are very big into stopping the overdoses, the fentanyl epidemic. They have grants that help people that are addicts to get into recovery, get into treatment, sober livings. Look up Maya's Mission online, and that's a great organization. It's ran by a phenomenal lady, and so check those people out. Also, shout out to Prairie Recovery Center. If you're looking for a bed, contact Prairie Recovery Center. Also, shout out to Preferred Heating and Air in the Bismarck Mandan area. Winter's coming. If your furnace needs to be upgraded, get you a new furnace. If it needs to be clean, get it clean. If you need it fixed, contact Preferred Heating and Air. So tonight's show is being sponsored by Resurrection Tattoo, where you get hooked up and not effed up. And on October 31st, Friday, Halloween, they will be opening at 10 a.m. and they will have $31 Halloween tattoos in the size of 3 by 3 all day and night long. No, this is not a movie. It's not a bad dream. It's real. And so first come, first serve. Also, Sober Talk with Brother Brandon will be there broadcasting live most of the day. We have merch available. You can stop by and jump on the camera, wear your costume. I would like to see some real goons and goblins show up uh, and get interviewed. It's going to be great. And get your tattoo, some little tattoo that you've been wanting to get forever, like your uncle's face or something, that one uncle that he comes home late, drunk. He usually beats the dog and passes out on the porch. Him on your neck, No, I'm just joking, but yeah, shout out to Resurrection Tattoo. Shout out to everyone that supports Sober Talk and all the sober livings, all the treatment facilities that are really giving people an opportunity to change their lives. Shout out to Hope Manor Sober Living for men and women. It was one of the first sober livings in Bismarck. Um, I'm very thankful for that organization, the founder, the manager, the director, all the people that have been part of Hope Manor. That place was one of the places that I believe truly in my heart saved my life. Also, New Freedom Regular Human Being Treatment Center for men and women. That is the first place I've walked into in my life and said I need help, you know, and um, and that's what I got. I got help, and it came from God. It was God's plan. It was
Absolutely.
Creator's plan. It was the universe plan to take me from the depths of hell. They say hell is hot. I think it's frozen. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah. I think it's frozen, but I'm glad to be alive, sober, and free. And so, with that being said, drum roll, one more time. You might have seen him at a local gymnasium. You may have seen him a lucky duck walking on a high trail. You may have seen him driving a party bus. The one with the pole and the lights in it, and people usually throw up in the back, and it has to be clean and sprayed out. But you may have seen him in different states. You may have caught a highlight clip of him flying in the motocross world air, landing a two-wheel transportation situation. My man, Tyson J.
I'm
TOOLEY.
in action.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing very well. Very, very good, I like to say.
Very, very.
Very good.
My name is Hans.
You
You know what I
know,
mean?
I don't mind staying well. That's why I go to the wellness center.
Yeah.
You know what my chiropractor taught me one day? He says, Tyson, you don't have to brush all your teeth, just the ones you want to keep.
Yeah.
And
You
boy,
fix
doesn't
one.
that make sense.
Yeah. Hit him with the floss,
So it's exactly why you will find me at the wellness center every single day, whether I'm training and lifting weights or not. I'm there for active recovery.
Okay.
Because how else are we going to stay well?
Yeah. And he sleeps in the janitor closet. Nobody knows that. Oh, oops, I said that out loud. And
Yeah,
so,
they had to forward my mail.
yeah.
Like, so if here.
You're the first one there and the last one to leave. And it is turning into fall leaves. The pumpkin patch is open. Uh, it's a really uh, relaxing, cool time of year. But people are prepping. They're getting their stuff jarred up. They're getting their plants picked up, and they're preparing to go to Arizona. You know when I
The
first moved,
snowbirds?
yeah, when I first moved here, Tyson, I thought an underground railroad from here to Arizona. I said, if I
Yeah?
meet one more person that says they also have a house in Arizona, uh, but yeah, that's when I learned. And then it's all in kind of the same place in Arizona. I was like, what's going
Yeah.
on in Arizona? You know what I
Well,
mean?
I went to Motorcycle Mechanic Institute in Arizona,
Yeah.
in Phoenix. There was only two to choose from at the time, and the other one was in Orlando, Florida.
Okay.
Now, 20 years later, I actually had made it to Orlando, Florida.
All
Was
right.
at a beautiful resort there.
Right.
And believe me, I'm going back.
So at the institute, did they give you a 10 millimeter wrench? Uh,
Oh yeah. Very, very good story there. We had to have a whole box of tools.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, every day when we showed up to school, someone had gotten their vehicle stolen out in Phoenix, Arizona. We would chuckle. Little did I know, my turn was coming.
Yeah.
My vehicle got stolen from my parking lot at my apartment. As I worked a full-time job and then went to school full-time at night, I had 1 hour to come home and transition from work to school.
Mm.
And I come back out and my car's gone.
Mm.
Couldn't fucking believe it.
Yep. So you caught a road runner and rode that to school.
Caught a ride to school, showed up late, and had to tell everybody, yeah, they got me today.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I bought the vehicle in Minot, North Dakota, drove it all the way to Phoenix, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
The car gets stolen. I figure I might as well call and report it. Even the cops are kind of laughing at me like, oh, yeah, like you and 100 other cars today.
Yeah.
Get this shit. Not 4 hours later, they call me while I'm at school and they're like, we found your car.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, do you know what low jack is? I don't know what low jack is. The vehicle had low jack because it was originally bought brand new in Phoenix, Arizona. And a low jack, it's like a chip, like a tracker
Mm-hmm.
that's like embedded into the frame of the car.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as it was reported stolen, they found right where it was at.
Where was it?
It was at this guy's house who just it was at a trap house, like a drug dealer house. The guy who stole the car didn't even have to break into it. He had a Honda factory key that
Mm-hmm.
started the car.
Skeleton key.
Kind of like the old Arctic Cat snowmobiles.
Mm-hmm.
If you had an Arctic Cat, you had a key to everyone's snowmobile in the
Right.
bar parking lot. So my uncles, they'd go into the bar. I wasn't old enough yet,
Mm-hmm.
and they'd come out, and I had moved all the snowmobiles.
Right.
Anyway, off topic, back to the Honda in Phoenix. The guy who just got out of prison, out on parole, on probation, who stole the car, takes it to a trap house that they're already surveilling from across the street and watch him get
How
out of the
far from
vehicle.
where your vehicle was stolen?
It was actually on the way from my house to school.
Okay.
Okay, I lived on 33rd West Thunderbird, fuck what you heard.
Yeah.
And MMI, Motorcycle Mechanic Institute, was up on Deer Valley.
Okay.
And it was actually on the way. Okay, so it was a couple miles.
Yep.
And when I get back to the vehicle, maybe they had already searched it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like, is there anything in this car that's not yours? Remind me. This whole story started with tools, right?
Mm-hmm.
My tools are still in the trunk of my car.
Mm-hmm.
My clothes, a $50 bill in the ashtray, and we can get back to that story why I keep money in the ashtray nowadays instead of blunt roaches.
Okay.
Okay, and he's already got a stereo, not a good one. It was probably stolen, like a Jensen sub and ounce hooked up.
Right.
A receipt from a pawn shop from a ring that he sold. Right?
Out of your car?
No,
Okay.
no, this was a ring he probably stole and went and sold.
Mhm.
So he basically moved into the car like it was his, but didn't take anything out of it. So I didn't lose nothing out of the deal. So I immediately told the authorities, yeah, that's not my stereo. Figured it was hot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this ain't my receipt. I didn't pawn the ring.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a dope pipe sitting in the door, had some dope in it.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, I had never even touched the shit.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, not even thinking that they could have already searched the car and knew that was in there,
Mm-hmm.
didn't tell them about it. And they're like, okay. So they took the stereo, the receipt. I told them the cash is mine, the tools are mine, the clothes are mine,
Mm-hmm.
and that was like one of the first times I even dabbled with the hardcore dope meth shit because there it was sitting in my car. And I was like, well, I have to try it now.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, um, I can relate with the skeleton keys with the Hondas
Okay.
because in New Orleans they had the same thing going on,
The NO.
right? And they were very quick with it. And like
Oh
you can
yeah.
go in, you come out,
They'll steal it
get
while
the
you're
paper.
while you're filling it with gas. All of a sudden, your car's gone. Like,
Right.
how did they pull
But
that shit
when
off?
I tell you the most funny situation that I've ever seen in my life, well, two with stolen cars involved.
Yeah.
One, a dude got his vehicle stolen, right?
Right.
I think it was in a college or a high school parking lot.
Okay.
So he comes back out goes to get in his car in the parking spot. The car is gone, but they ripped out the alarm and they left it on the ground where the car was at. The alarm horn and the system from underneath the hood.
Was it going off?
No, but what I'm saying is, you come out to get in your car, and the only thing sitting there is the little alarm. You know, like
And you still got your key thinking,
yeah.
oh shit.
And so the other thing is, do you remember the show? What it was called when they put the dummy car out, and when the thieves go to steal it, they get locked in there.
No, I don't recall.
Yeah, so there's a show. Anybody watching? It's called Big Car. Big Car. Yeah. So they go to all the cities across America, Arizona, Las Vegas, and it's with the police. They put a bait car somewhere.
Almost like they got punked, right?
Well, they actually go to jail, you know, so
Oh,
they're
yeah.
getting punked. But if anybody's watched a lot of bait car, when they were in New Orleans, that's the only episode I ever saw where the person got away.
Oh shit.
Yeah. He actually got away. They searched for him for hours and hours in the neighborhood. He actually was able to, after kicking and kicking and kicking, he got the kicked the window open, got out, and they searched for him for like 5 hours after, and then it just went to the next episode.
That's a slick
They
man.
never found him.
Nope.
No, oh, it's Granola. You know,
Yeah.
a bait car that the dude never got caught. You know what I mean? Because they're filming you. All the cops are right there.
He might be laying in a swamp somewhere. Who knows? Breathing through a pipe.
Man, that boy could have. I mean, you gotta understand, man. People in the NO, he might have been hiding. You know,
He had a plan,
yeah,
obviously,
in a
after
septic tank or something. You know,
anywhere to get
yeah,
away.
yeah. He could have been in the trunk of the police car, and they gave him a ride. They didn't even know that they gave him a ride. So Tyson, where are you from? Where were you born? Where did you grow up at?
I was actually born in Dickinson, North Dakota.
Stark
And
County.
yeah, and I'm not sure I'm even grown up yet, but I did go to high school and graduated at Minot High in Minot, North Dakota.
The Magic City. So he went from the Dusty West to the Magic City.
Yep.
Yep. And so, how was it in high school in Minot?
Well, those were fun times. There's plenty of stories there.
Right, I bet. In your household growing up, did you have mom, dad,
Nope.
brothers, sisters?
Nope. Mother and father got divorced when I was too young to even remember.
Okay.
And I do have brothers and sisters, but none that are actually from the same mother and father. So
Right.
I am an only child in that way.
Okay.
But all my brothers and sisters are still my brothers and sisters. We don't decipher that different.
We all look alike?
Yeah, I'll say my mother will not so much confuse how we look, but when me or my brother calls, she ain't sure which one she's talking to at first. We sound alike.
Yep. It probably depends on the amount of money you're asking to borrow. That's how she knows which brother it is.
Yeah. Or how much trouble that the motherfucker's in.
Yeah. Um, any spiritual life growing up?
No, not a whole lot actually. Most of my family definitely believe in the Lord and went to church, but I still to this day don't think ever of them have made the connection to God and created the relationship with Jesus Christ like I personally have.
Okay.
And that's probably just because they actually never really had been addicted to drugs as hard as I was and personally have met the devil face to face.
And did y'all resemble each other?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's why I used to break mirrors.
Okay.
Couldn't stand looking at myself. That's all I seen was the devil.
You probably was extending your bad luck by doing that, though. You know.
Whatever, I don't fuck with luck. It's all preparation. When preparation meets opportunity, I'll be ready.
Okay. He said he was born ready. Um, how old were you first remember trying drugs or alcohol?
Man,
In any
in
shape
a
or
way,
form?
compared to other people that I know, I'd say I was a late bloomer. I was in my teens, like 14 before I ever touched anything.
Okay, what was it?
But the minute I did, well, of course, the gateway drug is just drinking alcohol and smoking cigarettes.
Right.
But then you immediately smoke weed.
Mm-hmm.
The minute you know what being high is,
Mm-hmm.
and there's cocaine around,
Mm-hmm.
you start snorting that.
A little snuffleupagus.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Big old rails. Not
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Learned right away that you had to take big rails.
Yep. Nothing but a whole nostril full of boogers the next day and shriveled up in the corner like a little turtle. You know the little snappers,
Yeah.
the little green ones. And you know, the devil introduced me to meth, and that is the devil. But I ain't had a booger since. You know, that
Your
thing
nose
will-
ain't hot enough?
you know, if I stand outside at the right angle, that thing will whistle a Star Spangled Banner.
Strictly.
You know what I mean? So, any DUIs throughout your life?
Well, what happened was I got pulled over.
That's when you know it's gonna be a story. You know what I mean? That's a good.
If I remember right, which I do,
Mhm.
I got pulled over. This was in Colorado, Fort Collins, Colorado.
Okay.
To get pulled over, I had definitely been drinking.
Okay.
I was under the influence, no doubt.
When you're of age, were you?
Yes, yep,
Mhm.
definitely was. And when they take me back to the county sheriff's department,
Yeah.
they actually want to know what drug I'm on.
Okay.
Funniest thing was I did drugs every day. For some reason that day I was completely out of drugs. What a
Right.
bummer.
That happened to me one
But you know
time.
what we do at that point? We clean our pipe and smoke some resin.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm thinking, well, I'm not on drugs. The only thing I smoked today was resin.
Mm-hmm.
So since I refused the blood test or whatever, what I ended up getting not so much arrested for, but charged with was called a DWAI.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I was driving under the influence of alcohol, they would not accept the fact that I wasn't on drugs.
Right. So the A stands for asshole.
Driving while
An asshole.
something, I don't even know what the abbreviation means, but
Mm-hmm.
it just meant I was on more than alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Crazy part about that, getting booked into the county jail that night, and the next day on the front of the newspaper was this guy in the front cell that had glass that I watched while I was getting booked in for hours. You know how long that fucking takes. And it says the county overcrowding population, whatever, of the jail has got inmates singing the jailhouse blues.
Yeah.
This guy's laying under his bunk with his feet shackled but hovering.
Mm-hmm.
Told me the same story over and over for hours. So I believed him because the story didn't change.
Mm-hmm.
But he was so like meth induced and paranoia,
Mm-hmm.
he was thinking that they were coming in to get him. Like he didn't even realize he was in a fucking jail cell.
Mm-hmm. And you
As
was in there with him?
not in the cell itself, in the
Right.
booking area watching it.
Okay.
But then when I did get booked in and sent to my block,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I'm in a block that's got 60 cells, 2 tiers, and 2 men to a cell. So we're talking hundreds of inmates just strolling around. This is my first time in jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, and then they're like, well, you can get bailed out, but your court date's like in 2 days. It was like a Saturday night I got arrested, and the court date was on Monday. And I'm like, well, how much is it to get bailed out? And I'm like, well, that ain't worth it. I'm just gonna hang out for fucking 36 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I did. Just kind of hung out in jail for a little bit, watching Tango and Cash. One of my favorite old flicks, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So that was the only time I've ever got the DUI.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you got through that. 36 hours.
It did fuck me out of a job, though. I had just got hired for a job as a motorcycle technician. Remember, I went to Phoenix, Arizona to go to Motorcycle Mechanics Institute, but now I'm living in Denver, Colorado.
Right.
But I'm up in Fort Collins, hanging out with a chick.
Mm-hmm.
Then this goes down. So now that I have this DUI on my record and they yank my license, guess what? I can't go be a motorcycle technician because once I fix a bike, I got to take it for a test ride.
Right.
So I lose the opportunity for the job and I don't have a license.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, ain't no reason to stay out here in Colorado and struggle. And that's one of the times I came back home,
Right.
get shit figured out.
Yep. Yeah, I know that feeling. Going out there with a plan to be successful in the world and then come home with your pockets inside out, you know, one of your eyebrows shaved off, and you gotta regroup.
There you go. Yep. And that's how it is to this day. We're always learning and we always can regroup every day. I like to
Amen.
say we're going to reward ourselves and we're going to revise and we're going to regroup and we're going to readjust
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to everything we need to do as many times as it takes.
Right.
But we're always working toward the ultimate goal and vision.
Mm-hmm.
Failure is not a stop sign, it's a detour
Mm-hmm.
to get you on the right path.
Right. I think we're born on the right path. I think spiritually, we already have this spiritual GPS in us. You
Okay.
know, it could be the pituitary gland, it could be something in us, and we are already headed on that road. It's just, what was the word that you taught me about stimula?
Stimuli.
Yeah, well, earlier you was like all this stimulation,
Okay, low latent inhibition
yeah.
is something very few of us suffer from.
Hmm.
But here's the thing. If you have low latent inhibition and a low EQ, it always results in mental disorders.
Right.
But if you have, and you're still suffering when you have low latent inhibition because you're seeing all the stimuli of the world and the everyday things that most minds have to shut out to not go crazy to
Mhm.
deal with too much stimuli at one time.
Right.
When you have low latent inhibition and you have an IQ, and if you've ever taken any of the IQ tests and you
Mhm.
take them over and over and over again, all the ones you find, and you're always getting a high score, obviously you have a high IQ.
Mhm.
Guess what? Having low latent inhibition, even though it's a disadvantage, coupled with having a high IQ is
Mm.
it always equates to creative mastermind.
Mhm. Yeah, but if you don't put it into play, are you,
Like
are you,
you talked about, it can be a curse
yeah,
or a blessing.
right. Well, what I was getting at was we're born on this path.
Yes.
Kids, they're already happy and they say things and bring up things that like it's like a God shot. You know what I mean? Like, how do you even know that? Because they already have that spiritual compass.
They say we're born with our gift. It's just finding your gift.
Right.
And once you do, you have to use it for its positive effects on the world. That's why the Lord gave us the gift, so he can use us as an antenna and a vessel to do his work.
Right. But with all this stimuli, it can stimulate and lead you off the path. You'll be lost in the desert like the Beavis and Butthead movie.
There'll always be 10 reasons to use it the wrong way, but you got to discipline and ground yourself or remember why that gift was given to you. There's only one reason.
Mm.
And that's the huge thing with the world today. Everyone gets distracted by the 10 other options they have that are not in alignment with their vision and goals
Mhm.
because they are basically into the dopamine.
Mhm.
We choose discipline over dopamine,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah. So it's all about losing everything to gain your path back.
Yep. You'll
So
very few will ever find their gift and get set straight on their path and fully committed to it until they've hit rock bottom and lost everything. Because at that point, they got nothing else to fucking live for except figuring that out so they can be happy with themselves every day.
right.
As far as being fulfilled, there's no more regret attached to anything we do because everything we're doing, we're being guided to do. And it's for a purpose.
Right.
We push pleasure to the side. We don't need pleasure. We had so much fun in the 20 years that we were seeking pleasure. We've had our share.
That's the truth. I'm not gonna lie. I've used up my right to use drugs, alcohol, any substances that will. I've used enough to kill probably all the horses at the Kentucky Derby, even the spare ones in the back. But I've overused everything. And it says that in the big book of Alcoholic Anonymous, which was created in it relates to everything, the drugs, the everything, the addictions, everything, no matter what you label it. But it says it just like that. We overdo it. We always have fear that we're not going to have enough. You know what I mean? Not only do I want to eat 13 donuts at a meeting,
Nothing's enough.
right,
It'll never be enough.
right,
You can have the biggest house, the dopest car, the most beautiful women, and you're always going to want bigger, better, and more.
right. But there is a solution.
Always.
And the solution that I found, and a lot of other people have found since the 1930s, but even back to biblical days,
Okay.
is that the only true satisfying thing is helping other people.
It is. That's the reason we're put here.
Mm-hmm.
The only way to fulfill your destiny is to help others.
Right. And so, what does helping others look like to you?
It looks a lot like exactly why the reason I'm here. And that it's so fulfilling because they don't believe they can do these things.
Mm-hmm.
So when we show them how we did it and we help them along the way do it, because the problem is everyone else in the world is so busy with their own job and their own family and their own responsibilities and priorities and pleasures. It's very hard to be there to help somebody. So many people are lost with no support system to help them.
Mm-hmm.
So to put our pleasures aside and put ourselves available to help folks, that really means a lot to them.
So, what actually do you do, Tyson J. Tooley? What are you doing in your life?
What I do,
how are you doing helping people or
I
blueprinting?
do. I help people overcome all their vices by dropping all their bad habits and adopting new habits that are in alignment with their vision. You see, it's a three-step process that I created. Detailed daily discipline, positive perspective, and rational reaction. And we can jump more into what each one of those things means in a moment. But faith, fitness, and nutrition is the catalyst that I use to positively change my life. You see, I do specialize in habitual character construction.
Okay.
I'm a
And
mindset, fitness, and nutrition coach. I'm a certified fitness trainer and a specialist in fitness nutrition.
okay. So you know how to eat, you know what to eat.
I know how to take food and create the nutrition plan so that the amount of the food on your plate equals the amount of calories and macronutrients, protein, carbs, and fats. So at the end of the day, if you ate that, you will reach your goal over time. Literally, fat can melt off your body like candle wax
Mm-hmm.
if you're eating the right amount of calories and the right proportions of the macronutrients. We'll just say for 60 days.
Mm-hmm.
It may have taken a guy 20, we won't say 20, more like 10 years to pack on the 50 extra pounds he's carrying around of useless weight, which is pure insanity. Why would you ever do that to yourself
Mm-hmm.
when you have an option?
Right.
Do have an option. It's basically the only thing we're actually in control of on this planet is our own body composition.
Mm-hmm.
Why, you ask? That's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Brandon, for asking. It is because nobody's force feeding us or injecting anything into us.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you take a bite of everything or don't, that was 100% your choice.
Mm-hmm.
No one's stopping you, no one's making you do it. Every other single aspect of life that you're involved in on a daily basis, someone else has some part in it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I knew with the discipline I have, I will always be able to decide whether I want to lose weight or gain it.
Mm-hmm.
How big and strong I want to be, or how ripped and lean I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's my choice, and it's 100% in my power. No one else has anything to do with that. That's why I'm good at doing it, that I get to rely on myself for the result.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
It does. I understand it 100%.
100. And I think everyone does, but they feel like they're not in control, and the reason is they haven't learned the proper ways of nutrients. We
Right.
should have been taught this in
Right.
school.
They taught us a pyramid that was upside down. The food pyramid, right?
Yeah.
And so I've had done some reading, a little studying, and I saw that back in the day, the food pyramid and the government and the people that were in control of, food and people's diets and how much you should eat, that they picked sugar over the other choices as in the pyramid. Forget what the other choice was, but I think it was fat. It was uh it was like good fats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like avocados,
Very
different
good.
things that have good fats.
These are good for our hormones. We need those
Right.
nutrients. You
But
should
they
always pick a good source of fat
but
over any
the
sugar.
some doctor that was over whatever he was over back in the 70s or 80s, they went with sugar.
Oh.
And it was the wrong substance,
And
but
everyone got addicted to sugar.
right. And so, but that even goes back more in history because I come not from the land of sunflower seeds and wheat. I come from the land of sugarcane fields.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I also learned about Europe and England having sugar and knowing the power of it is as far as people being addicted to sugar way back then, and sugar cubes and different things like that. And some people's natural culture or body cannot process process sugar like that,
Right.
And so now that I'm aware of that, I don't know about you, but like I'm aware of like when I see like a salt packet, you know,
Yeah.
and I know that that's not the type of salt that I should put in my body,
No.
because taking sea salt, mineral salts, I think is it Bali Gold Bali. I bought some offline, but I ran out of it. But it was like real sea salt, like it's still kind of damp.
No. Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're actually supposed to put some of that in your water in the morning and drink it. You know,
Definitely. If you filter your water, then you need to remineralize it with pink Himalayan salt, sea salt, something.
hmm
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I learned a lot about that. And this girl told me one time, but she got on my nerves because
Imagine that.
I couldn't understand that you could be taught a different relationship with food.
Oh, yeah.
And coming from New Orleans, we're known for the best tastes, the best seasonings, the best sweets, all this food, and we eat for flavor.
It's used as a pleasure.
Yep. And
Yeah.
what we gonna do? Let's go get something to eat.
Yeah. Entertainment
Yeah,
and
like a
pleasure. Like
social thing, or some.
that can be worked into a nutrition plan once you've already learned how to properly eat the right way for the majority of the week.
hmm
Don't get me wrong.
So do
When
you meal prep?
anybody and everybody who's ever made any sort of body transformation absolutely has meal prepped or paid for a meal prep service.
Right.
Because the food has to be whole natural foods cooked in a way that aren't using a bunch of extra oils and salts and stuff like that, right?
hmm
And then it has to be an immaculately proportioned amount with the right combinations. And when you do that, when you eat for a purpose, your body reacts to the way you're eating.
hmm
A lot of people can transform their body without exercising at all.
hmm
Why go work out or go pay for a gym membership if you don't even want to be there?
hmm
And getting on the cardio equipment stresses you out. Now you're just releasing hormones like cortisol. You're You're running yourself into the ground and working against yourself because you're releasing a hormone that's not letting your body burn fat. When instead, you didn't even have to spend money on a gym membership or go to the gym when you could have just followed the nutrition plan for about 60 days ish and watched the 20 pounds melt off your body. Obviously, it's much better to just enjoy being at the gym, raise your positive mental attitude, bring up your rate of vibration,
Right.
build some muscle, walk out of there just feeling blessed that you did something good for your body.
Mm-hmm. How much is it for a gym membership where you uh go on a daily basis?
All right, so when I first got back, I already had my membership at Planet Fitness because I had been traveling the country at the time, so it was nice to have
Was it
that.
like a traveling gypsy? Did it sell like
But yeah,
saltwater
we
taffy?
sold anything and anything we could.
Yeah.
Had to have money to afford to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually a Planet Fitness membership is very affordable. I
Mm-hmm.
think that it's only $25 a month at the moment. I was grandfathered into $23 a month because I had mine from years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when you have that membership, you're actually allowed to bring a guest with you
Right.
every time. So really a couple or a buddy wouldn't even need one. If you're going to be my training partner, you're going to come to the gym with me.
Right.
We're both getting it for $23. We could split it. They never know.
Right. And so a good friend to have is one that has a Planet Fitness membership.
Absolutely. A good friend to have is any friend that would rather invite you to the gym to work out and meal prep with you than invite you to the bar or invite you over to do a free pocket full of drugs.
Yeah.
Fuck him. He's not your friend.
Right.
He's one of your worst enemies.
Yep.
A friend is somebody who cares about your present and your future
Mm.
and won't ever use anything in your past against you.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a friend. That's those friends turn into brothers,
Right.
right?
Yep.
So the other membership I got when I first got here was at the YMCA because I used to work at the YMCA in Minot for many years, so I had a free membership at the time.
Mm-hmm.
The YMCA membership was actually like 70 some dollars. It came with the locker room that had dry sauna, a steam room, I should
Mm-hmm.
say, and a hot tub.
Yeah, I've been back there before, but there's too many old men butt naked trying to talk to you. You know what I mean?
And they want to fucking like shoot the shit about the weather. It's like if they want to talk about something serious that's going to help them level up their life, we'll talk.
I felt like I was in Rome in a steamy dream and I had to get out of there quick.
And we don't even fuck with our feelings, so we're talking some shit now.
Right. So how long have you been doing this, brother?
Well, let me tell you, I've been working on self development for over a decade now, and hear me out, because there's nothing selfish about self development. It is actually the complete opposite. We only do it to lead by example and give the best self to the world.
Mm.
There is no better gift you can give to your loved ones, and that is a fact.
Mm-hmm. And and when you say to your loved ones, um, did you like get them all together and making a big announcements like hear thee, hear thee, hear thee. I
You're damn right. I grabbed the fucking gavel and I slammed it on the desk and said, I'm the king of this castle, and this is the way things are going to be.
right.
Actually, not. What I did was decide to just lead by example because understand this our kids will very seldomly listen to us, but how often do they not fail to emulate us?
Yeah.
They're going to copy what we're doing.
Right.
We can't be hypocrites. I can't be sitting on the fucking couch drinking a beer, smoking a cigarette, and my daughter not have ever drank or smoked, but be messing around with prescription drugs.
Mm-hmm.
That's hypocritical.
Right.
I have to distinguish every weakness and vice in my life to show her the right path so she doesn't have to make the mistakes. It's the
Mm.
last thing we want to see is our daughters, our children, our sons, anybody in our family that we care about go through the pain that we went through because of these addictions.
Mm.
There ain't no better thing you can do for anyone on this planet is either help them get sober or make sure they never get addicted.
Correct.
Because that's the worst pain most people suffer in terms of inflicting it on themselves. Don't get me wrong, a lot of people have been through a lot of terrible things in life because of someone else.
Right.
But addiction is usually inflicted upon yourself.
Right.
There's other cases where people have been drugged. Yes, don't get me wrong. There's always a rule. There's always an exception to these rules. But let's take our cases, for example, and most people we know that we used to do drugs with. We're choosing to do it.
Right.
But we were happy as can be to get our pocket full of drugs, and the stage was set now. We were going to be up for 3-4 days, and we were just going to have a ball. It didn't matter what we were doing. We could be playing Yahtzee or some weird fucking domino shit that we would never do if we weren't on one. But when we was on one, we couldn't get up from that table for 10 hours as long as that people was going around.
Right.
Just keep passing it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else mattered.
Right. I know exactly what you mean because I've seen it.
And they've done that too many times.
As a teenager, I went to someone's house where it was there was a lot of people playing cards, right?
Right.
On a Saturday. I came back the following Friday, and those same people were still playing cards, sitting at that table. And I was like, y'all not addicted to the drugs. Y'all addicted to the cards.
And nobody even won the game yet.
Right.
It was like that old board game, Risk, remember where you'd have the wars with the dice?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
That game doesn't end.
Right.
But it's fun as fuck, ain't it?
Right. But the whole point of it is that it just stimulates you to a certain percent, you know? It's like, have you ever had a bad trip on acid?
Now we're gonna get into the microdot story.
Yeah.
You know what microdots are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
So
what doing drugs at a very
so
young
big
age.
homie was like, you want a microdot for $8 or you want 3 for 15?
Mhm.
We're gonna pass up 3 for 15 instead of buying 1 for 8.
Right.
Anyone knows 1 was plenty.
Yeah.
Then you drop 3 microdots.
Yep.
For the first 2 hours, the funnest time of my life.
Right.
Next thing you know how we all wore the baggy basketball shorts in high school growing up, and then we had the Adidas or the Russell pants, the insees inside out and sagging all the way down. Next thing you know, they were all the way down to my ankles. And I love milk, by the way. Milk does a body good.
Right. That was my next thing.
Yes. Here I am chugging milk all the way till I fell all the way over the ground, laying there pouring milk all over myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, I had these cool motocross shoes.
Mm-hmm.
They were Jeremy McGrath's shoes.
Okay.
And they had a metal thing down in the sole so you could ride dirt bike in them, and you had like support for your peg, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I would take the shoe off and I'd look at it and just examine that fucker. And I'd go, whose fucking shoe is this?
Mm-hmm.
It's my shoe. I just took it off my foot. I'm so far gone. I don't know that at the point. And I whip it across the room, right? Next thing you know, these guys are like the other people, 15 of us who are all tripping, except the one guy. And he was the one that was like, Tyson, can I have a cigarette? And I was like, no. And something about he was gonna punch me or I had to punch him if I wasn't gonna give him a cigarette. So I think he punched me first if I remember right. So then I punched him back. And then I go, you can have a cigarette.
Right.
And it all started over not wanting him to give a cigarette in the first place.
Right.
Now they're like trying to seclude me because I'm starting to cause a little problem with friends and shit, apparently. Now I'm sitting in the car and they don't know what to do with me. They're like, we can't take the guy home.
He's a
can't take him."
liability.
Yeah. I'm literally like, they were almost going to take me to the hospital to get me pumped or something because they thought I was perma fried. And it wasn't but 6-ish hours later where I finally started to come off and come to light of who I was and where I was at.
Right.
Well, now I'm at homie's house where they're taking care of me, and there's just a couple of them, and they got this weird ass fucking pop can going around with some dank in it, and this weird glass fucking tube coming out of it, and they pass it to me. Terrible mistake. I take 2 hits of that. Guess what? Right back into my whirlwind of my microdot trip.
Right.
There went another fucking 6 to 8 hours of God knows what the hell's going on in my brain and body.
How you think personally your life would be if you never ever used a drug or never ever drank
I
your whole
think
life?
I would be one of these people, I'm going to use the word instead of saying what's on my mind, that is stuck in the matrix and the rat race,
Yeah.
going to work every day, only caring about paying bills and don't give a flying fuck about their own health and fitness. I think that's where I would be.
Okay.
So this all this drug addiction happened for me, to me. There's no way I would be 5 years sober right now, offering my life to help other people do the same thing, and at 44 in the best shape of my life if I didn't go through all that. So I think that was part of the path.
Do you think you're gonna be a fit, sexy old man?
I don't know about sexy, but I will guarantee you, mark my fucking words, I'll be in better shape every year that I grow in through my 40s.
Okay.
Maybe in the 50-ish area, I might start to decline. But
Mm.
since the day I've turned 40, every single year I come back a year later, bigger, stronger, and leaner than I was the year before. There is a process in between where I have to deload and take some time off,
Mm.
where I get a little bit smaller and softer, but it's all part of the process to not get injured in the process itself
Right.
so that I know I'm coming back bigger and stronger.
Right.
You'll see my transformation pictures. I've done it over and over 4 times in a row now from the age I turned 40 to 44.
Right.
So yeah, mark my words, at 45, I will be bigger and stronger than I am today. And for an aging man to get better in his 40s is nearly impossible because there is no stagnation. You're not just going to stay the same shape you are. You're going to either rapidly decline because of your daily habits, or you're going to simply make very slow but surely progress, all because of your daily choices and habits.
Right. And so when you wake up in the morning, do you pull out the old Thigh Master? You know the blue handles and
Okay,
the red knob in the middle?
so no, but that's funny that you bring that up because there is this new little,
Gadget?
what they call it, I forget, and I haven't used it recently, but I did originally order it because it's good for your pelvic floor muscles. Right? As aging men, we want to keep things operating properly. Because, like I say, when the time comes, we want to be ready. Right? You know what I mean? Get me. But I don't use that very often at all, and it's definitely not the first thing I do in the morning. You know what the first thing I do in the morning is? Say my prayer and thank the God that I'm even have the opportunity to have woken up. That's the whole thing. I get some folks talking about now, I offer them help with the program, get them on the nutrition plan, working out, and their first thought is, wait, now I gotta eat right and exercise every day? Whoa, whoa, pump the fucking brakes. Like, if you're even blessed enough to wake up tomorrow, shouldn't you show the Lord how thankful you are by following a nutrition plan and exercising?
Right.
He's the one that blessed you with the body.
Amen.
Show him you're thankful for it. Don't turn around and destroy it in front of his face.
Right.
See what I mean? This is not how I would think if I didn't do 20 straight years of drug and alcohol addiction. It actually wired my brain to think right, but it's not the right thing to do. I'm just saying it happened for me. There was no way I was going to learn all this without doing all the dumbest shit in the world first. I used to be the dumbest fucker on the planet with what I would do with myself every day. You can't know this end of the spectrum over here, the right side where Brandon is, without being over here on the left side doing
Right.
all the dumb shit. You learn from your own mistakes.
Right.
If you don't make enough mistakes and hit the rock bottom hard enough, how are you ever going to traject your way to the top?
Right. So you have a history of motocross.
Little bit. So here's the thing. I've loved motocross since pretty much the day I was born or since I can even remember what it was. Both my uncles raced motocross. That was way back in the 70s. It was a lot different than it is today in
I'm talking
2025.
about, did you used to Superman it and all that?
Okay, so I have a picture when we were in Colorado up in Corona Bowl, 15,000 feet on a rented snowmobile, jumping a big double. doing a suicide no-hander. I got the perfect.
snowmobile.
I got the
I
perfect.
never rode a snowmobile.
I did both. I've had a crotch rocket, a snowmobile, and a dirt bike, many of them, but I've had all three of them at the same time. So I had the best of all worlds going.
Which one you
I would
crashed?
I would keep them in my garage and call it my toy box. And they're like, "Well, how many toys you got in there?" Three handfuls, because every one of them was a handful.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you had any bad situations?
I got fractured my clavicle right here.
Well, which
In other terms, broke my collarbone on my dirt bike.
Okay.
That was not during a race, but it was preparing for a motocross
Mm-hmm.
race. Okay. Now, funny thing is, one of my friends one day was like, "Tyson, can I ride your dirt bike?" This is a brand new fucking pristine dirt bike. And I'm thinking, what I told him was, yes, of course you can ride my dirt bike. You
Right.
know why? It's going to hurt you way before you hurt it.
Right.
And that's a fact.
Right.
Because even when I broke my collarbone, that really put a few scratches on the motorcycle.
Right.
I didn't realize my collarbone was broke from it breaking, but when I went to pick my bike up after I crashed, I couldn't and realized something was wrong.
I seen one of my friends growing up. Well, I've known a lot that is either dead from street bikes but I seen one of my friends actually brand new bike, brand new tires at a stop sign and goes to take off. The bike somehow slips because the tires were so new or something and breaks his collarbone. I was like, how the hell did that even happen? You know what I mean?
Well, what I could see may have happened is he may have had it revved too high and let the clutch out too fast, and it spun the back tire so
Yeah.
fast it slid out from underneath him.
It broke the
You
collarbone.
can fracture a clavicle just falling over. It
Right.
doesn't have to be a tragic motorcycle accident, but it's the first one to go.
One thing I learned is that if I'm not on water, if I'm on land and I'm moving at a fast speed,
Yeah.
I want to be inside of something. You know what I mean? Like I
Have a
want to have a shell,
have a roll cage.
something around me. I don't just want to be, uh, Star Wars,
Yeah.
against the Ewoks and stuff.
Because they say if you're riding a jet ski at 65 miles an hour and you fall off and hit the water, it feels like pavement.
Right.
Well, I wonder what these guys who are riding these crotch rockets 200 miles per hour in rain at Daytona International Speedway on a pavement, when they crash, what does pavement feel like then?
Right.
Who knows?
So I've been on when the Sea-Doos first came out with the really fast ones. And this was back when I was a young teenager,
Was it a yellow one called an XP?
And then they had where you can the trim on it, where you can jump.
Oh, yeah.
And so I ran into a back of a bee, and like I had to be going like 60, 70 miles an hour, and a bee hit my arm and stung me, and my whole arm swelled up.
This is the most that you ever had, oh.
And and it was it's like, man, I'm glad I wasn't on my forehead, you know what I mean? Or like my eyeball or something.
Here's one. So I'm riding down the street without a helmet or goggles on my crotch rocket, and a fly hits me in the eye.
Okay.
Well, that fucking hurt. And then I think part of it got stuck in there. Now I'm like riding the rocket down the road, like one-eyed and shit, off
Right.
balance. And here's the thing about those. Those things go so fast, even in like second gear, you can reach over 80 miles an hour, yet they have 5 gears.
Street bike?
Yeah. You
Yeah.
got to be really careful. I was riding mine out in Denver on Highway 6 or Interstate 6, whatever it is.
What's the fastest you ever been on any of your toys?
So that toy itself probably goes around 140-ish. And I'm in sixth gear tapped at about 130 that day, trying to get to the gas station because my gas light is on. And that's just what I'm saying. When you're going 130 miles an hour, flying by cars, they're doing about 70 weaving in and out of traffic. They don't see you coming.
Right.
That's why you got to be so careful and ride defensively.
Right.
At 130 miles an hour, when I still could have probably progressed a little bit of speed, I actually thanked God that it ran out of gas at that point, and I coasted for like 2 more miles all the way to the gas station.
Right. And have you ever had to lay your bike down?
Nope.
So you've been
Not my
blessed.
street bike. Yeah.
You've been blessed.
So many times. Too many
Do you
to
still
count.
ride or have you retired?
I wouldn't say I've retired. But at the moment, I have no toys and I don't ride. I'm telling you, when it became time to fulfill my destiny and this path, follow this path that the Lord has provided for me, that means I had to give up everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really do anything that I want to do, yet at the same time, everything I'm doing all day, every day with my life is what I want to do because the purpose is to create the man I admire most and give him away and show and teach and help other people do these things they really want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Deep down inside, everybody wants to find God and create that relationship with Jesus Christ.
Right.
Everybody wants to be sober.
Mm-hmm.
How will they know? If they've spent their life drinking, even if it's just drinking alcohol, maybe you're not an alcoholic, maybe you only drink on the weekends or every time there's a celebration. I'm thinking, well, what do you even celebrate now? Why you got to drink to do it? But if you've never spent like 5 years completely sober and you're not living in congruence with your conscience, it's not constantly screaming at you, you know you don't like that better.
Mm-hmm.
You do.
Right.
So how can someone spend their entire life, so many of my friends I grew up with that we all smoked weed together from the age of 15 to when I finally quit around 35,
Mm-hmm.
still to this day at 45, smoke their weeds.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, give it an opportunity. Take a year off, take 2 years off. See how you feel, how you react, how your mind works,
Mm-hmm.
so you know the difference and can make an informed choice for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So that's the sad part about people will never even get the opportunity to know what sobriety like. So back to my point of that's the second thing everybody on this planet deep down inside, whether they have the fucking balls to admit it or not,
Mm-hmm.
they want to be it
Yes.
takes big fucking huevos to walk with the Lord
Mm-hmm.
every single day of your life
Mm-hmm.
and fight. It's a constant fight against that addiction. But what we do, just like we talked about, we've turned all our bad habits into positive habits. We have addictive personalities.
Right.
Unfucking stoppable.
Right.
Just like we would have done anything the minute we ran out of dope to go get more dope.
Mm-hmm.
Now we do anything that it takes, whatever it takes to continue to build our brand and our business so we can help folks out. We don't question it.
Mm.
We just do it.
Right.
It's got to be done.
Right. And I truly feel like once the Lord God, Creator, whatever you call him, puts his hands on you or puts his hands on what's your mission, there is no stopping it.
Once you let your soul guide you instead of the outside world,
Mm.
you're on your mission and you're unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our what controls our bodies to function
Mm.
and our minds tell it what to do.
Mm.
What controls most people's minds? The influence of the news, the
Mm.
social media, their
Mm.
friends.
Right.
Everything, they let anything and everything make the decisions for them except sitting down long enough to let their conscience and soul provide them the answer that's within them.
The
And
only
that's the only right answer for my life.
Mm.
Not one other person on this planet can tell me what's best for me.
Mm.
That's why we have a soul.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of it. Mind, body, soul. Leads me into the third thing. Everyone on this planet wants to have this kind of mindset that I talked about.
Mm-hmm.
How can you not?
Right.
Every single person on this planet has at one point or another tried to follow a nutrition plan or tried to go to the gym and work out. Why? They all want to be in better shape than they're in.
Mm-hmm.
They all want to eat healthier and not feel the way they feel after they indulge and gorge down the food that they know not to eat.
Right.
They can't control the temptation of eating it.
Mm.
Well, why? You have to stop and think and look at it as, is it in alignment with my vision? If I truly want to feel better for ourselves and look better for ourselves,
Mm.
why would you ever bring something to someone you say you love and not create the best product you can for them?
Right.
Like,
Donuts are the devil.
don't mention that again.
So, What is your favorite part about
So,
the thing you do?
bro, my favorite part is proving to people anything is possible if you work hard enough. Because what I determined and realized, and some people still may believe in, that there's some magic pill
Mm,
there'll never be,
mm,
or there's some get rich quick scheme. There never will. Every person that is rich and created a successful business put 10 years in the dark into it. And people think he's an overnight success story.
mm,
No, not at all. Now, discipline and consistency are the key.
mm.
Therefore, comprehension is the keyhole.
Do you wake up at the same time every day?
No. If we fully comprehend the task at hand, the blueprint is simple, but the work is hard. When we are grateful to have been blessed with even waking up in the morning, the work is the gift.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You know, when you don't have to be to a job to be treated like a slave for a 50-cent raise a year,
Mm-hmm.
you don't
Right.
particularly have to get up at a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
So, I make sure I get my full amount of rest I need each day for my mind, my body, and my soul to even function properly. Because that's first. Today's success starts with last night's rest.
Mm-hmm.
So why would I ever cut myself short to get up early if I'm not going to be fully functional to take care of the things I need to? It'd be like riding a dirt bike through sand instead of on the street or something. You're bogged down. You're being slowed. You're putting more wear and tear on the machine itself,
Mm. So what
right?
time do you wake up?
So normally I wake up around 8 a.m., 9 a.m. It all depends. I'm actually a night owl. You know what happens to me if I stay up past 12?
Mm. You turn into a gremlin?
Yeah, Gizmo to be fact.
Right.
And around 1 a.m., 2 a.m., which 3:40 a.m. is actually the time, if you research, that you're most in tune with your soul and your mind and the most creative process. So honestly, I should be getting to bed like at 8 or 9 at night and getting up at 3 a.m. to get this,
Mm-hmm.
but that's just not how it worked out for me. So I'm not going to fight the process because it doesn't matter what time I get up. It just matters that I do the amount of work I need to do in each 24-hour period, right? But around that 2 a.m. time is literally when I go into this mode and become so creative.
Right.
And all the solutions to all the problems and the way I can help people are just coming at me full effect,
Mm-hmm.
right? So at that time, I can't really be of much help to many people, but
Mm-hmm.
it's actually when I do some of the work of creating content or taking notes
Mm-hmm.
and planning for the next day.
Right.
I mean, preparation is key. If you're not planning, if you're not preparing, then you're planning to fail.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
You know what's the opposite of a process?
But
Chaos.
chaos!
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. When you leave your life up to the world for you to decide what to do, it becomes so chaotic you have no control over it.
Mm.
But once you've decided why you're here and what you need to do, it's so clear. Your choices become crystal clear when you live in congruence with your conscience. You know
Right.
exactly what to do.
You're,
Doesn't mean you're always getting it done, but at least you're never taking those back steps, doing all the things that are holding us back and down.
Mhm.
Really, a lot of people will always blame how someone else is affecting their life and holding them back from reaching their potential.
Mm.
I'm going to say to some effect, yes, but for the most part, I'm calling bullshit because we're the only ones that are in control of our own choices in life 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 4 weeks a year, 12 months a year,
Mhm.
10 years in a decade.
Right.
You know what you can do with all that time in a decade?
A
Ain't
lot.
no one other person or a whole fucking basically clan of people who have this vendetta against you.
Right.
They're too busy with their own lives to ever
They
hold you back. Who's they we speak of, by the way?
they they hate no.
They. Yeah, they. How about just eliminate the word they and say every single thing that happens for me or to me or any result I get or don't get is me. Me. I'm in control.
Mm.
I will never, ever be the victim in any circumstance or story. Why, you ask, Brandon? Once again, another great question. Thank you. Because why would I ever give someone that much control over my life when they can't handle it?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So people, places, and things are something that we cannot control. We can't.
Nope, you're only in control of your every moment that goes by. You're in control of the choice you're making and the thoughts you're thinking and the actions you're taking,
Right.
and that's where your results come
And
from.
I think a lot of people do secretly want to be in shape, do secretly want to be sober. But I also think they do secretly have the desire to be able to control someone or something.
Oh yeah.
And so a lot of times people spend their whole life with that desire trying and it never works. And then it also becomes an issue.
A woman in a relationship with you will sit and argue with you for an hour to get her point across and control you to doing the way she wants you to do it.
Right.
But she will never take an hour. I'm not just calling out women here. Don't get me wrong.
Yep.
This is with everybody. Some men do it to some women. It's just who's mature enough in the relationship. But they won't even take 10 minutes to sit down alone without a device and think to themselves what they need to do with their life and how they're going to get there and create the plan. You know why? Thinking's some of the hardest work known to man.
Mm-hmm.
A man like me who sits down for even an hour, 2 hours with not one distraction or device, this is what happens to me at night.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking so hard with this low latent inhibition. So many thoughts are going through my mind that now I'm in alignment and I can figure things out. But too many people, once again, I don't know why that seems to be like a problem for them to do, or they feel like they're punishing themselves if they have to sit down and think.
Right.
They'd rather be told what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then they kind of become a slave and will do whatever the government or their job
Mm.
or the community is
Right.
telling them to do. And they'll spend their whole life doing that. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I just really choose not to do because I feel like I'm in control to not have to do that.
Mm. Do you call it a TV remote or a channel changer? Huh?
I call it a fucking throw it in the garbage. We don't need any of it.
Right.
There ain't one thing on a national televised TV program that ain't actually doing the same thing the school was doing in programming you to be the way they want you to be.
Yeah.
I don't spend 1 second watching anything. Don't get me wrong, on our device, I will look up certain YouTube videos, some social media influencers,
You don't watch sports?
and learn it. No, I still am. I'll never not be a Bears fan. But back around the 20-ish, 12, 13 era, we're talking 12, 13 years ago, by the way, I started realizing that anything and everything that has any money involved is a lot like pro wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, if it ain't scripted and determined already for the gamblers.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I waste 1 second of my life watching a football game that I have zero control over and the outcome of it makes no difference in my life at all?
Right.
All it is taking away from my potential of creating what I need to create
Mm-hmm.
to become the man the Lord has destined me to be to help people.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather go help people than
Right.
watch football. And the funny part about it is a lot of folks who are really get into football and watch football, boy, they're better than the fucking professional player out there on the field, right? They have all the answers, and they call him the dumb fucker for what he did.
Right.
What do you mean? The guy spent years of his life training to become a professional athlete.
Mm-hmm.
He's put so much time and effort and work into his craft that the normal guy sitting on the couch drinking his beer complaining
Mm.
can't even fathom.
See, a lot of people that I've been around, they don't really care who wins. It's all about the numbers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all about the spread. It's all about the odds and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But coming from New Orleans, 95% of the population down there are diehard Saints fans.
Gotta be.
And I believe a lot of it has to do with not as a distraction taking you away from your purpose, but the poverty and the hard times of living in that environment gives us something to be happy about, something to believe in. You know what I mean?
Once again, you're proving a point. There's always an exception to every rule
Right.
and a reason for certain things.
Right.
Nothing I can say or anyone says is always 100,000% true in every circumstance.
Because I know this for a fact, because when the Saints lose, the murder rate goes up for that week more than it was when they win.
The murder capital of the world,
I'm
Louisiana.
serious. I'm serious. Like, if they're on a winning streak, everybody's happy. The murder rate really, I mean, it's there, but it's not as high.
Yeah.
When the Saints lose, the murder rate goes up a couple points. I'm serious.
That's unbelievable. I believe it. I know you're telling me the truth.
It's not
but
like people
that's
jumping
like
out of buildings. It's just people usually get shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know how to explain that psychological thing. But what type of life advice do you have to offer someone?
Well, I personally believe that life on this planet is a test to determine where our souls belong for eternity. I also believe our purpose is to cure our own trauma and pain and overcome all our vices and teach others to do the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I guarantee you that my mind and soul is never getting out of this body.
Mm-hmm.
I know that for a fact. God has only blessed me with one body, and it's my responsibility to take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
And we should all be passionate about at least one thing in our life and every single day engage in some sort of intensity.
Do you pull the plunge?
The what?
Do you pull the plunge?
Pull the plunge?
Do you jump in ice water?
I will be. The gym I'm at now, which coming back to one of your questions I haven't got to completely finish yet,
Mm-hmm.
but the gym I'm at now, we'll give shouts out to Verge Fitness because I love it there. Everybody's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It's because you're there. You know what I mean?
Right.
You help the aura.
For sure. But there's a lot of dudes there and people I've met that I'm really connecting with that are helping me be who I really am.
Mm-hmm.
Versus some of the other places where it was not as easy to be yourself.
Right.
Got me? So it's only actually $44 a month for an awesome gym with awesome equipment.
Mm-hmm.
But they also offer what's called wellness.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like 5 different modalities. But to get to your question real quick, they do have the ice bath and the parts are on order. It's just not usable yet. But they also have the ice chamber thing. Okay?
Was that what you were coming out of?
Come out of that thing.
So I didn't know if it was an ice chamber or a steam room.
Ice chamber, that thing was negative 127 degrees, bro.
How long were you in there?
Dude, the first time I ever went in there, it was about 10, 15 seconds at a time because it takes your fucking breath away. Like you start to panic.
Right.
It's just like you're drowning. You can't breathe. And then they tell you, they go, so when you're in there, the door ain't just going to push open. It kind of vapor locks shut.
Uh-huh.
So your first thought is after about 10 or 15 seconds, should check if this door even opens before I get stuck in here. Okay? Then the next time I made it like a full minute. And then the third time I've done it, I made it about almost 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But I noticed I was kind of doing something wrong. Instead of breathing just through my nose, was breathing heavily through my lungs. Because like you start to panic. It's like so cold in there, and you're not sure if you're gonna make it out. So I'm breathing heavily.
Mm-hmm.
The air's so thin, you almost have to. But I noticed it kind of created an effect on my lung, almost like I felt like a strep throat type feeling. I'm not saying it would ever get anyone sick, but I noticed right away it affected me a negative way to be in there that long, breathing that way. Now I know better next time I go in to breathe a different way. So that can't happen. Or maybe that just seemed like it happened, but I don't know it for a fact. So that part of it's another $99 a month to get the 4 other things. They got the salt chamber, which is actually very good for if you're like congested and stuffed up, breathing in this salt, letting it get in your skin and come in through your pores. And then they got the red light bed, which that thing's busy all day, every day. So apparently a lot of people believe in that. And then they got the red light sauna. So you're in a sauna sweating while the red light's on you. And then they have the normal sauna in the locker room. So $144 a month, but you're getting way more. And if your overall goal is long-term health and longevity, all these modalities are going to play a very big part in that. A lot of us can go to the gym and destroy weights all day. Well, what we're really doing is breaking down our bodies. We need to recover to actually grow bigger and stronger, which happens when you eat and sleep. But also, they've come up with these things now with technology that there's other ways all these things help, right? So I think it's worth it.
Yeah. So it's 99 plus the 49?
Yeah, it's 145 or whatever, 144 a month.
Yeah. I mean, but you got all that other stuff. Yep. Yep. So the place that I started doing the polar plunges, Any Wellness on Main Street.
Yeah.
Spot, and they got the infrared saunas and stuff like that. But I guess if you got it all in one place, one gym, and it's right there, do your
That's
thing.
right.
You know what I mean?
See, so there's an advantage to it all being in one place. Now you're spending less time in gas,
Right.
going around town, getting to everything.
I mean, I go to Los Capones. Um, I like it there. It's a great facility, but everybody's got their own thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I might stop in there where you're coming out to ice chamber one day when I'm getting some mealworms at Petco, from for our African gecko, leopard lizard, and but I'm glad that you're doing your thing, brother. You know,
Got to, man. Like,
Eh,
no one else can take care of me.
right?
We
And
got to take
so
care of ourselves.
and so, do you ever think about drinking or like going to the bar or?
No, honestly, I just like my mindset is so set in stone that is just has no positive benefit at all.
Mhm.
Why would I ever spend $1 of my hard-earned money on it, first of all? Or even if somebody was giving it to me, why would I ingest something that's actually poison?
Mhm.
It's just as stupid as when we used to smoke meth and knew there was rat poison in it.
Mhm.
At the time, we didn't care.
Mhm.
Nowadays, I've come to the conclusion I have enough brain cells to understand I'm not going to pay for anything that's not good for me I'm not going to smoke a cigarette that's telling me it's giving me cancer.
Right.
It's right on the fucking label of the pack.
Right.
So why the hell would I ever pay for it?
Mm.
And even if I was given to me, why would I ingest it? That's pure insanity
It is.
in my mind.
Mhm.
I'm not dogging anybody who does it. I understand why they do it. I did it.
Mhm.
I just don't understand how you can do it your entire life. I see a problem with that.
Now, if every meth baggie in the world had a Surgeon General warning label that says, you will become homeless, you will lose everything. And then on the other side, it said, warning, the devil. You think you would have did meth?
At first, probably because every time someone gets turned on to meth, they don't they didn't buy it,
Mhm.
and so they didn't even see the packaging.
Right.
A pipa that was loaded and already rolling got passed to them.
Mhm.
And once they took that first hit, boy.
Right. Especially a lot of times we make stupid decisions like that when we're drunk or drinking.
Exactly.
And so that's why I know for a fact if I was still drinking and still getting drunk, um, I'd be dead because I probably would have took some fentanyl, a pill or something.
That's the
Or,
most dangerous
or
part
maybe like
about
three of them.
being having these addictions nowadays
Yeah.
is a little different. Like I say, it's only been 5 years for me, and it was already happening then. But nowadays, you can't really trust anything because it could possibly be laced with this stuff.
Remember back in the day, people used to sell pre-rolled blunts for $5.
This is why, like, I'm warning my daughter every time I hear about these new scams where these people are putting this shit on money or business cards and leaving either handing it to young girls.
Terrorist attack.
Yeah, because I'm like, Eve, don't ever touch anything a stranger tries to give you. Care if you find a fucking $1 million bill. Obviously, there's no such thing. If you find $100 bill laying on the ground, and you think you got lucky. Don't touch it. Call me immediately, and I'll double it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll fucking drive to you or send you money, whatever I gotta do
Mm-hmm.
to give you $200 not to touch that. Don't ever take a business card. Don't ever take a brochure. Nothing from a stranger that could possibly have this substance on it that's gonna make you drowsy as you drive away and then they abduct you.
Right.
Like she's got to know about this.
Mm-hmm.
If that happens, I'm going ape shit crazy.
Right.
And I may never find her, but I'm going to do my damnedest, spend every moment the rest of my life looking for her,
Right.
destroying everybody in the way who's against the process of finding her.
Yep.
Our kids mean everything to us.
I think you should go home and watch the first Taken movie. And
So
put you there.
I've seen Taken,
Right.
one of them. I
Right.
think there was a 2 and a 3, and that, yeah.
Right. I was.
Or did you ever see the latest Rambo movie?
Which
It
one?
only came out about 5 years ago. The oldest, not the oldest, but the newest Rambo movie everywhere. He's really old in it.
I
It's
had to
about
see it.
someone getting abducted, and then he's got his house set up, this land he lives on. It's like this kill zone. So when this whole army comes in to get him, he's got them all like trapped in this fucking thing.
I'm pretty
It's
sure I've seen
awesome
it.
video.
I do watch Tulsa King though. Tulsa King. That's a nice show series to watch. Um, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now,
Well,
mentally?
Big Brandon, let me tell you, as I live in congruence with my conscience, I only partake in action that is in alignment with my vision. It's actually become non negotiable to do anything else. The
Mhm.
moment any other idea slips into my mind, the floor is right there and I use it as a tool. I will do burpees to raise my rate of vibration and bring out my positive mental attitude to remind me. No, why would I go do that? Not only that, but the Lord immediately, my conscience stops me. He's like, pump your fucking brakes, Tooley. No, you're not doing that. That is
Mhm.
not part of our plan. That's not
Mhm.
why I even still have you alive on this earth, right?
Mhm.
You got to take care of business.
Mhm.
Okay? So I'm going to be transitioning into strictly online coaching, and I will be traveling the country in my motorhome. I'll be training and filming content at different locations every day because I want to be available and able to help as many people as possible who want to positively change their life and level up in every aspect of life.
Mhm. And so, when do you plan on starting your road trip?
As soon as I actually am financially stable enough to have the motorhome and bringing enough online income in to live on the road.
Okay. Um, that sounds like a great time. You know what I mean? Do
How
you
can
have
it
any
not be?
pets?
Not at the moment,
Are you left-handed or right-handed?
right?
Okay. Um,
You like to read or write?
I like both.
Am I wrong or right?
You're not wrong.
Once I get you to say right enough times, I can sell you right.
Yeah.
Just get people nodding and agreeing with you. Right, right.
Well, I am the salesman. You know what I mean?
I know you are, brother. Let me get this right. Can you sell dick to a dyke at a gay pride parade?
I mean, I could probably do it, sell blood to a vampire. You know what I mean? But right now, I just, I really don't sell anything.
That's
I
right.
really just have
No,
a conversation with people and they tell me what they need, and I'm a person that knows how to get stuff.
okay.
You know
And
what I
I'm
mean?
not a salesman at all, man. I can't really sell anything to anyone. But if I have a conversation with them and we are actually vibing and we're on the same level of mindset
Hmm.
and there's a way I can help them, I offer that. So it's really not a sale at all. It's just becoming like a partnership, teammates to
Hmm.
help them do what they want to do. If I've done it, I can teach them how I did it. But
Right,
that's it. I will not offer any other advice to anybody about anything that I've never done or I'm not doing.
right. How many times do you eat a day? Do you do the 5 meals, the 3 meals?
So
Um,
that was another thing. I mean, yeah, there's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I haven't called my meals that in over 10 years.
okay,
I do have meal one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. I've been up to 8 meals a day.
okay.
I like around six
Mhm.
just because I'm awake around 18 hours a day and the body responds best at eating in 3-hour intervals.
Mm.
If you wait any longer, it's not as good as eating as often. If you start snacking in between and are munching on something every hour or two, that's bad for insulin sensitivity. So there's a fine line there. So that's what I do. I logically think about it and say, okay, if I'm going to be awake 8 hours a day, 18 out 16 hours a day, 18 hours a day, whatever it is, and the best possible scenario to combat fat storage and put on the most muscle and strength possible is eating every 3 hours. That's how I'm deciding how many meals I'm eating.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
So do you have all the plastic containers and you make your, you know what I mean?
I don't have a whole lot of the Tupperware at this point because I'm home most of the day. So I just have my big pot of rice cooked and I have all my proteins prepped and cooked, and I'm just kind of proportioning them out as I go.
Do you eat fruit?
If I'm going to go somewhere, I'll put it in a Tupperware and take it. And by no means am I ever worried about it being warm or having a microwave to heat it up. Because let's remember, I'm eating for a fucking purpose here, not the pleasure.
Right.
I'll eat dirt if I have to
Mm-hmm.
to stay in alignment with my vision.
Being a motocross guy, I'm pretty sure you have ate a lot of dirt.
I did eat some dirt, to that matter of fact.
Yeah.
You know, the one time I pull up to the line and there's no breeze out.
Okay.
I'm still on a 2-stroke, and these guys got these new 4-strokes. They're called thumpers. They're louder. They got more torque.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are the 2-strokes that sound like the bees. I'm on one of them. But there's no wind, like I say. And they're all revving their motors, and all the fucking exhaust fumes are getting up into my eyeballs, and I can't see.
Okay.
So I decided to just close my eyes and listen.
Mm-hmm.
Because there they are revving their engines, but when the gate drops, everybody full throttle, wide fucking open.
Mm-hmm.
So I heard that happen, and then I just took off with my eyes closed, full throttle too, right?
Right.
When I opened my eyes, two of the guys on each side of me were coming together and pinched me off. We kind of all three crashed together.
Right.
I'm not sure everyone went down, but I went down, and a guy behind me ran me over and ripped my jersey and left knobby marks up my
Right.
armpit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we do consider eating dirt.
Okay.
But it's kind of crazy. And one other story, when I did end up getting a concussion racing at Jamestown, when you do finally just crash that hard or get ran over, now you jump back up and you're not scared of it anymore.
Right.
You've grown some huevos or kahunas, as we talked about. Now you get back on the dirt bike and you start riding and racing harder and faster than you ever have.
Till you break your neck.
Well, and it could be. And that's, that was one of the reasons, like I said, I don't have the toys anymore, but it doesn't mean I'm completely retired because believe me, when I become successful enough and I have other people helping me run the business, virtual assistants, and not being able to outsource stuff, I'm going to have toys and I may race again.
Mm. Well, I think you're doing a phenomenal job. You have a goal, you have a purpose, you have a passion, and you know your vision and where you're headed, brother. And being sober and being able to get through a day and have progress is a great accomplishment in life.
Absolutely. And here's the thing, nobody can stop me.
Yeah.
And once you put all that shit to the side, we become unstoppable ourselves.
Right.
Believe me, I was the one getting in my own way for so many years.
Right. Exactly.
But now that I'm not going to take any shit from myself,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm not going to slow down or I can't be stopped.
Well,
So it's just a matter of time. It's not if all this my complete vision comes into effect in reality. It's not if, it's when.
correct.
It's going to happen when it's supposed to, when I'm ready. You can't rush something like this.
Right.
It's not really in my control as far as the destiny part being fulfilled. There's a higher power that's planning it all out, preparing the way.
Right.
I can't rush that process.
Right. You just got to be ready.
It's holding me back and slowing me down from what I probably could have already accomplished to keep me away from things that could actually um, destroy or ruin part of the plan and process, right? We always got to know everything that's happening is for us.
Right.
That's faith at its finest.
Mhm.
Nothing's ever happened to me, good or bad. It's only happened for me, for the evolution of my character, so that I'm prepared for when life comes. Because do you know what, Brandon? Life is coming,
Right.
whether we like it or not.
Mhm.
Everything that we've been through that seemed bad that happened to us, it's only preparing us for what is coming that's going to be worse. So we're conditioned and ready and stronger
Mhm.
mentally, physically,
You just got to be
spiritually.
ready for when the blessings start to move, the motion, and when it's game time. When that gate drops,
When the gate drops.
you have to be ready to roll. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because when the gate drops, it's off to the races, man.
Well, I'm proud of you, brother. I appreciate you coming spend time with Sober Talk today.
Yeah.
And you got any shout outs?
Yeah, man. Like you say, I want to shout out my daughter the most because she's the biggest influence
She
that
lives
had.
here.
No, she actually lives, Eve Tooley lives in Minot. She's 21. She's doing her thing, being a massage therapist,
Yeah.
works out, owns her own home, has a pet, is very responsible for a 21-year-old.
Well, that's just a reflection of the way you have changed your life and been a leader by example to her.
Exactly. After the 20 years of full-blown drug and alcohol addiction, I mean, yeah, I had to end up locking myself in a room with a Bible to find God and create the relationship.
Mm.
Thought a Bible was just literally there to distract you from the world because it didn't make any sense. I had to turn around and get the Bible for dummies
Yeah.
so I could actually understand what it's saying. But let me remind you that the whole entire reason was there was no way I was going to continue down the path I was doing as I watched my daughter start to become the age to notice what I was doing. Once again, she was going to follow in my footsteps.
Right.
The last thing I'm ever going to do is teach my daughter that it's okay to do any sort of drug or alcohol or
Mm.
get addicted to any sort of vice, right?
Right.
So that's why I'm the most thankful for her, and she's like my guardian angel who saved me, right? And then you ever heard of the phrase, you're only guaranteed two things in life?
What's that?
Death and taxes, right?
Yeah.
And here I am on one day sitting there thinking deep into that thought, and I'm like, well, there ain't no possible way that my mind and soul is getting out of this body alive. I
Right.
guarantee it.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord has blessed us with this body.
Mm.
And it's our responsibilities to take care of it. I mean, no one can do it for you. You can't buy it. You can't inherit it. You can't steal it. You can't rent it. The only thing you can do is put the effort and work in every single day to maintain it or make it better. And like I
Amen.
say, we are in control of that.
Right. So subconsciously, most of our lives, we have been indirectly trying to destroy ourselves.
The self-destruction is what happens to people. Like I say, no one else has even enough time, money, or energy to do anything destructive to you than your own habits. You know what habits means? I love creating acronyms out of words that mean something to me.
Okay, what's habits? Lay it on us.
How anything believable is truly sustained.
Mm. And you know what I also realized is that all these Arab stores or you know what I mean, foreign corner stores,
Yeah,
because I can't just call it a gas station. That's where I'm from. Because you can get alcohol, you can get fried chicken, you can get a T-shirt, you can, you know what I mean. There's a lot of stuff you can get in there. All they're doing is selling to the Americans' habits.
that's
That's
right.
it. You can go get you a vape. You know what I
That's why
mean?
it's funny. People will question the price of a gym membership or the price of getting a health and fitness coach, right? Like that shouldn't have some value to it. It's almost like it should be cheap or free,
Mm-hmm.
but it's really the most valuable things on the planet. But yet the things that are destroying them from the inside out that they're addicted to, boy, it doesn't matter what the price becomes of a pack of cigarettes, people will not quit. They're already up to like $8 a pack.
You know, if you quit smoking, you quit drinking, you quit drugging, you quit eating all this bad food, you just got a pay raise. Because now all that money can pay for your membership.
Thank you for proving a point, because you know how many of my clients have told me, Tyson, with the amount of money I save on going out and eating and going to eat fast food, it paid for the program itself.
Right.
It does.
That's a
I'll
good
break it
sales
down to
pitch.
people. Like, I'm like, okay, how many times a week do you literally go through a fast food line? They'll say like 3 at least, right? Almost every other day, if not more. That's a minimum. And we're talking nowadays, you ain't getting no motherfucking McChicken for $1 anymore. Everything is $2 to $3.
And it's half plastic.
So I'm like, how much do you spend each time? Now they're breaking down, they're spending. This is on a single person, like $10 to $15. Not even talking about feeding their family. So now we're talking, you're going to spend $15 every time you go through the drive up 3 times a week. That's $45. Now we're talking 90. That's $180 at minimum, if not over $200 a month. To go through a fast food joint that you literally had to drive to every time and waste money and gas and your time as well sitting in line complaining about being there sitting in line when it was your choice to go. And that's the funniest thing about people's complaints.
Right.
The only thing they're really complaining about is the choice they made
Right.
and the position they put themselves in.
Right.
I'm always like, if you're going to complain at all, do it to the mirror, because that's the only person that needs to hear the complaint. File it there.
Right.
And now, like you say, now learn from that. It's nothing wrong that you've done the wrong thing. It's wrong if you continue to do it over and over again and not take accountability that it's your fault, you're in the position you're in.
And I think that's where the rubber meets the road. You know what I mean? I think that's when the decision is made that I'm marrying God and I won't cheat on his plan
Exactly.
ever again.
And the decision also needs to be made, because not one of us is going to take shit from anybody else. This is why arguments and fights happen in relationships and families. You love, you're going to get in an argument over it because you're not going to take no shit from them. But yet, you take shit from yourself all day, every day. How about reverse the curse, get out of bed in the morning, chest high, and tell yourself, I'm not taking no shit from myself today. Say the prayer in the mirror. Say, Dear Lord, please save me from myself today.
Yeah.
We are our only enemies. We are our worst enemies. It boils down to our daily habits. That's the compound effect. You are doing something good for you and right for you. If you're doing that every day for days on end, the compound effect becomes enormous, just like it does with the wrong choices. It's how you end up going from having fun at a party to becoming a junkie, a drug addict. The compound effect is what happened. And remember, it was your choice all along.
It was. And so take ownership of your own choices and write down the dates that it happens and read it every day so you don't do it 2 weeks from now. Because we can have these built-in forgetters.
Because you know what? Exactly. So first of all, regret is our guideline. It's exactly what regret is. If you regret something, it's a for sure sign to never do it again. Not say I'm not going to do it for a couple days and then end up doing it again in a couple weeks, right? So regret is our guideline. Every single time we did something that we regret, and what is regret? That's when you feel guilty. You may have enjoyed it. It may have been pleasurable in the moment, but an hour, 2, 3 hours later, you regret doing it. And you probably say, I'll never do that again. I wish I could never do that. So you make a good point. Why don't you write that down? And every single day you regret something, you write that down. Now when you get up in the morning, instead of the most important thing being your cigarette or your coffee, or both, mind you,
Mhm.
why don't you grab your notebook and go through the list of things that you shouldn't do today? Because it's never what you add to your life that's going to make it better or you more successful. At first, it's going to be what everything that you take away from your life. It's the process of
The
elimination.
layers of the onion.
If it's not in alignment with your vision and it's not progressing you forward, why would you spend 1 second or 1 penny on it? Eliminate it. Get rid of it all. Let's start from the bottom, bare scratch, zero, nothing,
Mhm.
and only put time and money and effort into what we're trying to create. And once again, it's so much work. That's
Mhm.
what life really is, other than the test to determine where you belong. And this
Right.
is part of it. You're going to end up where you were destined to be if you're spending every moment of every day making the right decision. We have consciences. Every one of us does it, has one, and we know when we made the wrong choice.
Mm.
How do we brush that off and continue to do it when
By
it's
getting high and drunk.
right? When we know it's not what we really want.
Right. And so what people really do want is to know how they can plug with you. So if you don't mind, let the people out there know how they can get in touch with you, how they can kind of just watch you
If you really want to live in congruence with your conscience and walk that path and create the best version of yourself to be the best partner, father, husband, wife, grandma, whatever you are to somebody, you want to bring the best product to them because that's how you really show them that you love them. It ain't by buying them what you want.
Mhm.
All those things are materialistic items that have no real value long term.
Mhm.
How about you create this product to bring to them that you showed, look at, I sacrificed everything to do this for you. That's how
Mhm.
much I love you. Okay. So if you really want to do that, that's what the 5 steps of my entire program are about.
Okay. And how can people get in touch with you? Stand up. Let
So
them know.
so you know damn well that my name is Tyson J. Tooley.
Yeah. TOOLEY.
So that's how I've branded myself online. It's pretty easy to find me. It's a very rare name. So you type in Tyson J. Tooley, whether you're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, go to Google my business and pull up my website.
Okay. And how will they find that website? Do you just type in your name? What is the
Literally,
website called?
TysonJTooley.com.
.com. The man, the myth.
I'm the man of the hour. I'm the man with the power. I'm too sweet to be sour.
He has the plan of his life experiences that he is ready to put it in your life.
Yep. If you honestly have not found God or created the relationship with Jesus Christ, if you are not sober, if you have not created the unbreakable mindset, if you do not have a nutrition plan and you do not exercise to create the very best version of yourself in all 5 of these aspects of life, I will be here to hold your hand every day and to teach you exactly how you can do this. Any of the steps, all of the steps, or any combination of the steps. It's what we have to do. How is it even questionable that we would not make sure these 5 aspects of our life are not in tip top operating order? We're only cutting ourselves short if we're not.
Amen.
I mean, it boils down to that, and nobody can not agree with that.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
that would be insanity to say, no, I don't want to work out and I don't want to follow a nutrition plan and I want a poor mindset and I want to do drugs all day and I don't believe in God.
Yeah.
Where are you going to end up with that as your daily goals?
Especially when it's us against the robots.
Yeah, we be prepared.
Yeah.
This is all this really is
Right.
preparation. You got to prepare every day.
Right.
It's all it really is.
And so get prepared, look him up, follow his pages, and subscribe to Sober Talk with Brother Brandon, the Raging Cajun, on YouTube, baby.
And honestly, it ain't just me. You know anyone else you know, like, and trust that has any of these to offer you. I'm not saying you have to hire me. I might not be the guy for you. But
Mhm.
guess what? There's a coach out there that is, and you need to at least make sure you're hiring someone to teach you these steps.
Mm.
And guess what? The other beauty part about it is once you do this yourself, now it's an asset. You become an asset to everybody you know because you can teach them the same thing
Mm.
instead of being this liability as a drunk drug addict friend. We've
Right.
all had them. Not that we don't care about them and want to
Right.
support them and help them, but when they are fighting the process, they're becoming part of the problem, not the solution.
And living in the solution is the answer to a successful life.
And we have the solution, and everybody does know the solution. They just don't put enough time and effort into each day to participate in all this self-development work to get them where they truly want to be. For some reason, they will spend hours a day scrolling social media and wanting to put their 2 cents in on every little thing they come across
Mhm.
that they have no control over, and the outcome of it makes zero difference in their life.
Mm.
Yet, all these steps are going to determine your life, how happy you are, how healthy you are,
And you look,
how much people respect you. How much do you respect yourself? Would you ever disrespect yourself
and
and
you,
expect me to respect you? I'll respect you no matter what you're doing. But when you respect yourself and I respect me, there ain't no way either one of us are disrespecting each other.
right. And so you look healthy, you look happy, brother. I want to thank you for coming and being a guest on Sober Talk with Brother Brandon.
Anytime, have me back and get as many people on here as you can. I appreciate you so much for what you've done and everything you've built and the hundreds of lives you've already saved and helped
Yep.
and the millions more you will.
Right. It's God's plan. I'm just a trusted vessel, a trusted servant. And for me to not give this to the world, give this to people would be selfish of me.
Yep.
But I want to thank you. Look him up, Tyson J. Tooley, the man with the master plan. Thanks everybody for tuning in to another episode of Sober Talk with Brother Brandon, the Raging Cajun, baby.
Sober Talk with Brother Brandon, the Raging Cajun. It's the weekend, baby.
And we worked out weekend. Brother.